speaking to you. I must seem absolutely ancient to you. I must seem simply millions of years old. Well, it's my granddaughter's fault. She has asked me to come along and speak to you. Now, I'm a very big fan of Cardinals. I do know what a tremendous difference it's made to my granddaughter. She's absolutely loved every moment, and I think it's marvellous how you all express your opinions, share your thoughts and ideas, and you all have such wonderful stories to tell. It's so important. Well, the world has changed a lot, and over the last century, when I was a little girl, we'd go along to the theatre of a Saturday afternoon and we'd see the pictures. These days, people talk about going to a screening of a film. And even more recently, people talk about streaming a film. Streaming a film is like a sort of strange affliction, streaming films out of every orifice. I've never really got my mind around streaming a film, but I have worked out how to do it. And the other day, I was streaming a film called The Secret. Do you know it?
Yes.
Heard of it?
Yes.
Yes, The Secret. It's all about having whatever you want. It's marvellous. It's called manifestation, the law of attraction, and cosmic ordering. You just say, I want this, and you get it. And my view is, what a load of twaddle.
Lovely.
I'm more seduced by young Mick Jagger when he says, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you'll get what you need. Yeah, you'll get what you need. Because maybe there's a bigger plan afoot. We don't always know the big picture, do we? Now, I'm not saying we can't choose our own intentions. I'm not saying we can't choose our own attitudes. In fact, Viktor Frankl, who during the war was in Auschwitz, said it was our last bastion of freedom to be able to choose our own attitudes inside our own mind. I've got to say that throughout my life, I've never really understood this. I always said what I should have said. I always did what I ought to have done. I never rocked the boat. And that's why I think it's so marvellous what you're doing here today. I think it's marvellous that you share your opinions and your perspectives. It's so important to say what's in our heart. It's so important to share things that we think matter. Now, towards the end of my life, because I'd bottled up so much, I must admit that I did take to the bottle a little bit. Just the odd little gin here and there, but it wasn't very good. And I'll tell you why I did that. It's because I was always saying what I should have said and doing what I ought to have done. I mean, times were different then. And we're very lucky, you're very lucky, that you can express your opinion. And it doesn't matter if somebody doesn't like it. It doesn't matter if you say it a different way. Now, I'm afraid when I was in a residential home, when I became very, very, very old, sometimes I had a tipple too many, and I would hide the bottles at the foot of the bed. It was excruciating when people found them. But it's all there for a purpose, and there was something that I had to say to my granddaughter. Now, on my deathbed, she was with me, but unfortunately, I was unable to speak. Now, if I could have spoken, if I could have had the words, this is what I would have said to her, and I say it to you now. Always look deep within your heart. Find out what's there, what needs to be said, and what needs to be shared. Don't be afraid to rock the boat. Don't be afraid to give your own perspective, because it might just be that the words you have to say are the words that somebody needs to hear. Well, I thank you very much, because here at Toastmasters, it's a wonderful opportunity for everybody to do that. And thank you for indulging